Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, a cardiologist from Houston, Texas. The feature presentation is low carb, high protein breads for breakfast. How do you select what is the right kind of breakfast for you depending upon your needs? If you're looking for low carbs, low calories, high fiber, high protein, low cost, how do you determine? So here are hundreds of options available, and I'm going to see how best we can navigate through these myriads of options available and how we can narrow it down to that is most appropriate for our needs. When we are talking about breakfast, we have to keep in mind we are looking for low carb or zero carb, because keto diets are very high on zero carb food items. But one thing you have to remember is keto diets don't really care how much fat you get in most cases, and that may not be productive as a heart doctor, because the higher the fat you put in, the more fat you accumulate in your body, and it also leads to higher cholesterol levels, which we know is directly related to heart disease. Of course, we want low calories because all of us are concerned about our belt size. Ooh, it's getting so big. I can't even breathe. Anyway, and of course, low costs. With this escalation of interest rate, with this high inflation, we are looking for low-cost food items, which is kind of hard to find. You may say, come on, dream on, dream on. What is this, like a wish list? Well, it's not only a wish list, but we are going to make sure that your wish is going to come true before the end of this presentation. We are going to look at real facts. We're not driven by commercial ads or those television hypes. Oh, so delicious. Anyway, if you are looking for low carbohydrates, low fat, low calories, high protein, low cost, look no further than an egg beater omelette, which I made actually using egg beaters from Hillsborough Company, because they taste better than the other ones for me. And I just put some olive oil spray, poured the liquid, added some onions, some bell peppers, some cilantro, salt, pepper, some chili powders. Why not? Let's make it ethnic. And now I got my omelette, which meets all these criteria. Well, but that's just only one part of it. What about the breads? You said you're going to talk about the breads. Well, I'm going to come to the breads, but I just wanted to give you an option to start with. Let's look at the breads. The ones I have found to be most useful in this particular category is protein bread by Lowen's Fresh Protein Bread Group. Lowen's bread is mostly available in Adley's. I don't know if it's available in other stores. If it is, please do make a comment below so that everyone benefits. Protein bread has 10 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbohydrates, and 0 guilt. Is this proper labeling? First, they are talking about macronutrients like proteins, carbohydrates, fat. Is guilt a part of the macronutrient? See what I'm talking about? Don't go for the hype. Go for the facts. The facts are it has 10 grams of protein, 4 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fiber. Low sodium content. So this is an excellent source of protein, low carbohydrates, and reasonably low fat. And it costs about $4.39 here in Sugarland, Texas. Let's move on to how do they make these protein breads? Of course, they get proteins from whole grains, from beans, soybeans, lentils, chickpeas, all kinds of vegetable sources of protein, and they are concentrated and used to make protein-rich breads. Actually, we don't want to know how a sausage is made. As long as the sausage tastes good, it's nutritional, and it's economical. Of course, sausage is not the best example to give, but I guess you get the message. How you're curious. How did they come up with so much protein in a bread slice? The next item in the list in the race is keto-friendly Lowen's brand, and this is a different brand actually, Twice Nice. So, well, there you go. You got Twice Nice brand, which has keto-friendly. What does it mean, keto-friendly? Keto diet is used to control your blood sugar level, reduce your insulin requirements, reduce your pill requirements, get your weight down, and stay healthy. I mean, it's a good diet for controlling your diabetes, but I don't accept their concept of no restriction on fat and cholesterol intake. As a heart doctor, we know cholesterol levels are directly related to the incidence of heart disease, heart attacks, and heart failures. Well, that's a different topic. But since I'm a cardiologist, I had to plug that in. Anyway, getting back to it, has 1 gram of fat, which is pretty reasonable. It has low sodium content. It has 9 grams of protein, 9 grams of fiber, 0 carbohydrates, and 0 guilt. You can scratch off this is not a macronutrient because the labels are misleading. As I said, pay attention to the facts. Okay, keto-friendly bread, if it's available, may be an excellent source to replace what you're getting in the regular supermarket. There could be, actually, when I go to Kroger, I see an entire row dedicated to just breads. And if you were to sit there and read all those labels, I tell you, you're going to be so knowledgeable, you can produce your own YouTube video. Anyway, here are the myriads of choices available, going all the way from 25 calories a slice to 280 plus calories for a bagel. Yes, indeed. They come in all shapes and forms. Even the shapes are different. Waffles different, muffins different. But the thing is, most of these have carbohydrates. If you're looking for a low carbohydrate diet, the low carbohydrate bread, these are not the choices because all their calories come from carbohydrates. Maybe they got 1 gram of protein, 2 grams of protein, or maybe 3 grams of protein if you're lucky. That's not going to cut it, is it? Now let's look at a bagel, for example. This is from a high famous named Bagel. 346 calories, 1.7 grams of fat, but 68 grams of carbohydrates. If you're on a keto diet, your keto diet is off the window by the time you finish this bagel. And I haven't even talked about the cream cheese that you're going to put on top of that, which is going to add more fat and what else? Cholesterol. Then we have protein and very little fiber. This is not the real breakfast that you want to eat if you're concerned about your sugar, if you're concerned about your diabetes, if you want to cut down your diabetes medications, and if you want to bring your weight down. This is the last thing you need to see. I mean, not even touch or eat. This is the last thing you want to look at it. Anyway, here comes a delicious breakfast when you're on the road. How can you just skip this? When the kids are screaming, they haven't slept all night in the car and they want some good big breakfast. Let's take a look at this. Bacon, egg, cheese, bagel. Oh my gosh. 600 calories, 22 grams of fat, 73 grams of carbs, 13 grams of protein. That's going to put any cranky kid to sleep within 30 minutes, I can tell you. But what it's going to have, but its effect on the long term is going to be obesity and diabetes down the line if we add this amount of carbohydrates just for breakfast. And here's another contender which is like half the calories, but still 47 grams of carbohydrates. So we have to think intelligently. We have to be an educated consumer. This is what I'm trying to provide you, the knowledge available on the internet to show you what are the things that are suitable for a healthy lifestyle. And who would not I used to love McDonald's breakfast, especially, when you're traveling early morning, you get up there and say, oh, nice McDonald's coffee. I'm sitting there and waiting for the big breakfast. Those hash browns are so delicious. The sausage, oh man, I tell you, it is like an eye opener in the early morning. Then the scrambled eggs with little salt and pepper, then this muffin. Because they never used to produce nutritional tables on their billboards or in the restaurants, but now you can pull up on your smartphone with a click. And here is this, the results. 750 calories, 450 calories coming from fat. That's 55 to 60% of the calories coming from fat. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 30% of your calories coming from your diet. You're getting twice, almost 50% more fat just in your breakfast. And 18 grams of saturated fat. That's more than the amount of fat allowed for the entire day. And your 10-year-old kid is getting that in just breakfast. 465 milligrams of cholesterol. Now you're trying to keep your weight down, you're trying to keep your sugar level down, you're trying to keep your cholesterol level down, and you just ordered a McDonald's big breakfast. What are you going to do? Maybe the time to think was to watch this video before you ordered it. Anyway, look at the sodium, 1.5 grams of sodium. The kidney doctors recommend no more than 1 gram of sodium per day for kidney patients. And if you are a kidney patient, on the way to your dialysis, if you were to eat this breakfast, and you know what, you're going to have lungs filling up with fluids and all kinds of problems. So, ladies and gentlemen, being an educated consumer is of paramount importance, and where you get your education is equally more important. If you're going through commercial ads and commercial hypes, that's the wrong place. You want to look at some hardcore facts. That's what we are providing you here. So I hope this information has been useful to you, and when you do select an item for breakfast, think about low carb. Because the carbs are basically empty calories. You do need certain amount of carbohydrates to keep your blood sugar level steady, but beyond that, you don't need it, because every extra gram is going to be converted into fat. It's going to put extra strain on your pancreas to produce more insulin. You want to keep fat level low. Yes, keto-friendly diets, they don't care about fat content, or maybe they tell you to moderate it. But nonetheless, I think I would say keep your fat content low, because high fat, high cholesterol, higher incidence of heart disease. It has been proven beyond a shadow of doubt. You want low calories, because 40% of the kids in middle school are overweight, and so keeping low calories is of a good practice, especially when you start off with your kids. High protein. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I have given here is not a dream. I have given you facts. I have given you an educated information about how to select your breakfast item, and not be driven by commercial ads or commercial hypes. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I hope this has been educational to you, and we have numerous videos on heart healthy lifestyle, diets, exercises, weight control, sugar control. Please do watch them, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next presentation.